Are we recording? Yes, we are recording. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you back to one of my absolute favorite things to do on a Sunday evening. It's to watch UKPP2 as predator hunters expose nonsense on the internet. And this one is relatively short, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot to say about it anyway. It's called A Keyboard Warrior is Called by Soko, unless of course that meant to be Soko. He wants to deny it all. And I have heard plenty of things about that. Because let me tell you, pedophiles do not like to be called what they truly are. They keep saying they're not, but you know what? Like, what have I always said? You know what? Your actions have consequences, and actions speak louder than words. If this is not them being, pedophiles, then honestly, I do not know what is. So, let's get into it. I know it's a bit short. I'll probably squeeze in another one. But I want to see what this is all about. I want to see what he's got, how he can deny the very, very clear-cut evidence, you know what I mean? So, I love how this opens as well, I must say. Oh, they're in Wrexham.
It's all right speaking to a 14-year-old girl, asking her to lick her fingers and put it inside her vagina. Now stick another one in. To a 14-year-old girl.
Okay, please. Are you crying like a little baby now? How do you think that little girl felt?
Sex with her. You showed her how big your penis was. You said that would it fit inside. Can I have an image of your pussy to see if it fits?
Oh, Jesus.
James,
and now you're crying?
James, lift your head up.
Is it because I'm not 14, is it?
Just talk to us. Because you're alright talking to a 14-year-old girl, aren't you? So surely you can speak to us grown adults.
Yeah, because you were meant to meet the girl on Sunday. You've still been texting off your different fake accounts. I've had you on every one of your different fake accounts. Now tell me the truth. How many fake accounts have you got? Look, put your head up and just answer me, and we'll be fine with you. Just talk to me. How many fake accounts have you got? Because we've got it all logged.
The police are coming, mate.
So, James, what did...
I think it says a lot when they open up with the evidence immediately. They'll come out and they'll just straight up say the really nasty shit because, to be honest, I think it sets the tone that they want to get down to these guys literally from the word go. I don't blame them because, again, they're brave enough to say these horrible things to young people. Why have they got an issue with, talking to, real adults? And it's useless for him trying to hide his face. I mean, they already know what his name is, and they're now saying he's now got fake accounts, and yeah, I'm just going to say this right now, this guy's fucked, you know what I mean? I don't feel sorry for him or anything like that. You know what? When you start... Because remember, like I said in the last one with that guy Ryan or Nathan or whatever his name is that in the Supreme Court is that they count decoys count as real people. So no, you shouldn't be telling anybody at any age to stick whatever up wherever. There are some things in life and in the internet, ladies and gentlemen, you just do not do. Whether or not you agree with them or not, there are just some things you just don't do. There are lines that people don't cross, and this is, again, and there are thousands of examples like this. You just don't do them.
What did you want to do with this child when you wanted to meet her in McDonald's on Sunday?
Did not want to meet.
Yes, you did. You sent her a picture of the condom.
It was me you were speaking to, so don't even sit there and lie to my face.
Mate, tell the truth. They've got your banter rights.
We've got everything.
We're going to send all the evidence to the police and let the police deal with it, okay? But we need to stop you doing this to more children.
Banter rights, mate. Everybody knows who you are. There's no point in hiding your face.
Look at him, because I'm not 14. Walking around Wrexham with your bits out, naked and that. Can't wait till the police see that as well. Are you into the Swedish, are you? No, so why did you lie about that then?
What?
With your fake accounts?
James, can you just look at us?
No, I don't like cameras in the face.
You don't like... You don't... Probably down my nose. You don't like cameras in your face?
I'll speak to you.
Doesn't wash, pal.
No, no, no.
I'll put this down. I'll put this down. Speak to us.
Cameras are there for you.
It's just for our safety for the police. It's not going anywhere else.
You are?
We're not going to put it anywhere. It's only for the police. We just want you to own up to what you've done, and we want to speak to you, because at the end of the day, we don't want you doing this anymore, children. Because on the way you've been doing it, we all work together. We all work together. Right? And if you think you can go on there and fucking disrespect our children, I'm telling you now, you can't. Because we'll come after you again.
We're recording it, James.
You are one of the worst in the whole years I've been doing this. You're the worst I've had. You've had me crying. Talking to a 14-year-old girl the way you did is absolutely disgusting, and you can't even put your head up.
You ought to be lucky it's us and not the family. You know that.
James, can you just put your head up and talk to us, please? Yeah.
I'm mentioning this just in advance because we might cover this one next, is that there's a lot of teams in America as well that also go after pedophiles as well. And I think there's there's one that a very recent team does where this guy, at least, I don't know whether this is true or not, but it's the actual dad of a girl that's being groomed. Like the dad is like one of the pedophile hunters, and this guy's been grooming his daughter, and his 14-year-old daughter. And listen, guys, I know fine well you probably, if somebody was grooming my daughter, I'd imagine we'd be having a very, very different conversation. You know what I mean? No cameras, no Vaseline. You know what I mean? Because, again, this is the point they need to really emphasize. Even if there were people, mostly, or whether or not they're working for the BBC, I wouldn't know, say that this doesn't work and these people don't actually get sent to prison and stuff like that for what they do. Let me tell you something right now. If it was one of your daughters, your granddaughters, your nieces, your nephews who were being groomed online by people like him, I'd imagine you'd have a very, very, very different thing to say about it. You know what I mean? Because there's no way anyone like this should be getting away with it, because they might go into it, but do you know what? Does anyone have any idea what, grooming kids what this actually does to children? They may be scared to open up about anything about the way they're being talked to. Some of them might go through issues with self-esteem. Many of them might fall into the world of drugs, alcoholism, addiction, gambling, all the rest of it, just so they can make whatever's happening in their life go away, because they can't forget what happens with people like this. Trauma, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens. Do you know how well people will deal with trauma? It's hard for me to say. People deal with trauma in very, very different ways. And it's not always about what you might think, like deaths in the family or disasters or something bad going wrong that can trigger like trauma and stuff like that. It's very, very complex, because it doesn't just affect people mentally, but also in a psychological way, that it like enforces something that makes them feel a certain way. We're sort of like going beyond just about things making people feel sad. We're on about things that will automatically enforce the idea of sadness.
Yeah, but can you?
We'll just put him on
Can you put your head down?
And then if he's not going to talk to us, we'll
Put your
just
hood
put him on
down.
Facebook.
Right,
There you go.
thanks.
We won't put it anywhere. Just lift your head up and talk to us.
No, just show us respect. We've shown you respect.
And the reason
So
why
put
I'm
your head
angry is
up.
because I'm the one you've been speaking to, okay? I'm about to be angry. But lift your head up and stop being a pussy, and we'll fucking, do you know what I mean? We'll be alright with you.
For the robot one, who they say.
Right, James, can I just ask you this one question? What were you going to do with this child on Sunday?
I wasn't going to do anything, that's why I blocked the number.
Yes, you blocked her, but you've been doing that for God knows how long. You block her, you unblock her, you block her, you unblock her. You blocked her today and then unblocked her, sent her a message and then blocked her again. So don't stand there and say you blocked her because you weren't going to turn up. We've got it all.
Because I realised it.
Oh, you realise when you went under a fake account and said you're going to tell her mum if she doesn't show you a pussy? I'm going to tell your mum. The only reason you could do that is because you already had a phone number. Because you're a bully. That's what you are. You're a bully. And look at you now. Sorry, Jack.
It's all right. It's understandable. Can you see what you've done to this lady, though? She's a full-grown woman.
I know, I was frustrated, I know.
No, but, no.
I really
go to the toilet, stick a finger up, see how tight it is to 14-year-old, mate. Come on. That is fucking wrong.
Where were you going to take this child on Sunday when you were going to fuck her? Because she can't go back to your house, can she?
Can I go back? This must be the first ever security bloke I've ever seen in my life with a ponytail. Don't know why that's even worth mentioning. It's just worth mentioning. Good on him though for keep making sure this punk doesn't get away.
Where were you going to take this child on Sunday when you were going to fuck her? Because she can't go back to your house, can she? You weren't going to. Yet the meet was all set in place.
No.
You didn't cancel.
I blocked it. I really didn't.
But you can't stand there and say that you blocked her, because that's all you've been doing throughout the chat anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
I blocked her because I realised I was doing something really wrong.
Yeah, but you've done that at the start of the chat as well. So why didn't you blocked her? You unblocked her to carry on
Why
talking.
do it in the first place?
They're not letting go of you. You've already tried to do it with Runner once.
You're stupid, and you've got issues.
No. I think I have, yeah.
Are you sexually attracted to children? No.
Honestly. That's me looking...
Well, then why messaging them?
When I'm looking into your eyes, I'm not. I'm a good
So why
guy.
this child? But you're not a good guy though, are you? Because you were going to go on Sunday to the McDonald's around the corner and rape this child. Yes, you were. That's what was going to happen. That's what it says in all your messages.
I promise you, please.
I am filming, yeah. And we've explained why, for your protection and our protection. What?
You're going to put this all over Facebook?
No. Might not, I might.
Please.
Why not? Because it'll ruin your life. Is that why?
Well, what about the kid's
You've
life?
already ruined this child's life.
Yeah,
You've not met her.
on the sexual list, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be enough. That's it.
No, it's
That'll
not
be
enough at all,
enough.
because you would have raped this fucking child on Sunday.
I wasn't going.
So you going on a sex offenders register is not enough.
Did this loser really say that'll be enough?
The police do call.
No, we're standing right here until they come to us.
Jesus, this one
I
needs
don't know what's
fucking
going on in your
watching.
head to think going on the sex offenders register is enough. What about all the pain you've already caused this child?
Online anyway. If anybody's got it, can you please message the page, please? Because I know for a fact you are. I know that I can say I'm it.
You'll all
Just
come
for
out.
myself.
You'll all come out. The police will check every single device you've
I'll
got
phone you.
in your house. PCs, laptops, a lot.
Yeah. Yes, 14.
Oh,
No, yeah, 14 she was.
Yeah, and that's also another thing. Sunday, back to the where you were going to meet the child, you wanted to bring a friend.
Oh,
You did. It's all in the messages. You can't stand there and shake your head and say no.
I'm sure, yeah, do you want me to read it all out?
I know.
I can read it all out.
Well, then, so just stop standing there and shaking your head saying no, because it's all there.
Keep ringing.
And if he denies it, I'll ring it. I will. I'll read it all out. So I've got it all
Can't
here.
deny.
Right, okay, can I just make I want to just say something very quickly. I could drag out my huge Oxford Dictionary on law and criminal law. I could do that right now, but because I do not want this to go over into nearly 10 hours in length, I probably won't. But I'll just say this right now. If he thinks that him getting banged up is the only thing that's going to happen to him, and he should be put on the sex offenders register, then unfortunately we've got a very big problem, because he has it in his mind that him getting locked up is the only thing that's going to happen to him. That's not how it ends, sir. That's not how it works. Because I'll explain this very quickly. When you get put on what's referred to as the UK database, which could go along with all the other sex offenders, not just paedophiles, those who assault men, those who assault women, those who assault animals as well. I don't know if it's exactly the same for animals, or even corpses, because there are very sick people again who will defile a corpse. I know you wouldn't believe it, ladies and gentlemen, but there are. But then it would also go towards things like preteens as well, actual children. The reason why you get put on the sex offenders register is that because people need to know what exactly you've been doing, you know what your sexual preference is. If I was going out with somebody, I would like them. I would actually have the sexual history conversation. They tell me theirs, and I'll tell them then. And if there's anything else I need to know, then I think I should have the right, be given the right to know exactly, because I'm gonna level with you guys. I'm not fucking God. I know fine well I'm not invincible. I know fine well I'm going to die at some point in my life, but I'd much rather, know I'm gonna die peacefully in my sleep at nighty than know I'm probably gonna die because of some undisclosed sexually transmitted infection at 50 or something like that. I'd also like to know because it could come from anybody that I could be sleeping with or whatever in the next couple of years. And also, I would not be able to sleep at night if I was going out with somebody who I was well aware that they had a sexual attraction to minors. And even, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? People have the right to know these things because it's a public matter, because the people that I honestly think all people on the database are menaces anyway, those who have violent sexual tendencies and stuff like that. But what makes it somewhat even worse than before is the fact that not all of them do get sent down, or even those who do get sent down and come out in 4 years or so on good behavior, they're at it again immediately, because it's almost something you can't cure. It's a sinister feeling inside that it's the same. Just, I know, talking into it in detail is like very dangerous in itself, because you know what I mean? It's a terrible, disgusting thing to discuss. But I think it's probably worth discussing with people who are a lot more experienced than probably I am, because in cases like these, and a case for literally every person they light up, it's something that is sinister. I mean, what attracts people like this to children? If they honestly did explain it, I still wouldn't even know what to think.
You just want to what?
Keyboard warrior.
You're a keyboard warrior? A keyboard warrior?
So you can, do you not know that you can mentally disturb children behind your keyboard when they're meant to be safe in their bedrooms at home?
It's not that you
and
can,
you're
it's
on
that you
your keyboard
do.
And you're sneaking into their bedrooms and you are getting in their heads to do things like that, what you've already, you know what you've done.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to be calm now, but I have been angry, because the reason why I've been angry, because it's me you've been speaking to. You have really, and you've took the piss out of us all. You tried to outsmart us all, didn't you? Wrong or right? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Under your fake accounts.
No, look at your pupils.
Been
Have
doing
you
it
had
too long
drugs?
to fucking.
Why are your pupils so big? Oh yeah. Do you have a childhood feel? Yeah? Do you know the effect that you have on children? Yeah? Some even, commit suicide, can't form relationships, fail to trust people. Yeah? Some self-harm. Some take drugs because of people like you. You got anything you need to say?
What's the age of consent in the UK?
You know what you're doing, don't you? 16 it is, yeah? Even though that's too young and it should be way over 20.
Well, my dick fitting your pussy. Age 14, bring a friend with you.
I'm just going to say right now, personally, I think the age of consent should be 18, because, again, a couple of years ago in the UK, they changed the law so that you had to be 18 to play the lottery. So you can't actually buy alcohol in the UK if you're 17, but you can actually have sex. That's honestly, that's like, you know what I mean? That doesn't make much sense, that does it?
Yeah. Bring your friend. She's 14. No,
You can't play the lottery, but you can procreate.
And if you don't, I'll tell
Same
your
thing.
mum. How clever are you? Look at you now. Hey, put your head up.
Feel a bit silly. Sorry? Extremely silly, yeah. Sorry?
Thinking of running, but you like
You are.
this movie. Thinking of running, are you?
But
You definitely
One
will
sec.
go for.
One sec, you've been through some bad stuff.
No, I'm not going to
Well, no, you obviously wanted to.
This isn't absolutely enough.
Well, no, but you're.
but is that what you're trying to blame it on?
Yeah.
You must be trying to blame it on that though, but for you to come out with it.
You could come up with 1,000 reasons, and none of them would be acceptable. None of them would be acceptable. Yeah? Why? What goes through your head? How many of them are you talking to? No, bollocks.
No, honestly,
Bollocks.
honestly, that's just...
Just one.
James, what's you? 21.
21, eh?
Jesus, 21.
Except you're not 21, are you? Like, I'm not 26.
No, definitely not.
Exactly like I'm not 26, but there you go.
Well, I can believe 26, just not 21 is a bit of a stretch.
What did it say? Nothing at all, no? Why, because I'm not 14. You're plenty to say to a 14-year-old. I'm here now, why do it say it now? Why, because I'm not 14?
Do you know anybody else who's doing stuff like this?
Honestly, this is the first time I've ever done it. And
First time.
honestly.
You know what you're doing with all your different accounts.
But do you know
Don't
why? Why
well,
do you
they all
keep
come out with
making
police.
different accounts? If you're not up to
You went up, you should we
yeah,
call
but you knew it was wrong,
James
but then
Scott,
you jumped
James
onto
Scott,
the same one.
James Scott, we know what who you are, okay? Look at you. But the thing is, right, why are you going under Will? Why are you going under Sylvester?
What did it say? James, what was it? James Scar? Is that what his name was?
Yeah, but you knew it was wrong,
James
but then
Scott,
you jumped
James
onto
Scott,
the same one.
James Scott, we know what who you are, okay? Look at you. But the thing is, right, why are you going under Will? Why are you going under Sylvester? Do you feel that we don't know? Do you feel, oh, so you're under Will then, aren't you? You're
Yeah,
admitting,
Will,
Will, right, you're admitting to that one.
Yeah, yeah,
So
Will,
you're going
Sylvester,
under different
something like
accounts, yeah, to groom children. People's children, they're not your children, they're other people's children. Have you got brothers and sisters? Have you got nephews or nieces? No.
Have you got children of your own?
Good job.
Because how would you
It's
say
probably
that
for
you
the
had
best.
Children, yeah? And someone was speaking to your child.
God knows
and
what it
someone
does to the
thought
families,
that
you know,
14-year-old.
the ones who are completely innocent, who have
Disgusting.
anything to do
How
with
would you
him.
react? It wouldn't be all nicey like this, would it? Would it? No. Because I can tell you now, if it was my 14-year-old that you were talking to, and I have got a 14-year-old, yeah? I haven't. 15, sorry.
Can I take over now?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Sorry.
Yeah? I'll tell you now, these cameras wouldn't be up. And I wouldn't be speaking to you like this.
You're lucky it is us. And not the children's parents.
So wiggle it, stop going in your pockets, please. Put your hands where they are.
Put your hands out your pocket. Because we don't want to restrain you and put you in this way.
Why did you try and run?
I mean,
You know exactly what you've done, that's why.
I mean, pal, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to sound stupid or anything like that, but does it not make sense why people like him would run? Because they don't want to get caught, that's why. I mean, you know what I mean? Come on now, it's just...
But his lot was under.
And you thought you were clever, didn't you, making all these fake profiles up? But you weren't clever enough, were you? Pardon?
I don't know what I've done.
You don't know what you've done?
James Scott Wrexham, everyone.
You know exactly what you've done.
You got family round here. Don't start trying to run. You run, that's it.
No, I'm just getting comfortable. I'm not here a while.
Police will be, well, the police are on the way. Have you got family round here?
No.
Where are you from?
Come back.
Well, everyone's going to know what you're all about now.
This must be them, I think.
And do you know what? With all the years, I've never known anyone so vile.
I wouldn't worry about the state of your jumper. You're not going but we're not trusting you after you just try to fucking run in the car park then. Vile you are. Disgusting. Where were you going to take these children on Sunday? You weren't. So is it just a fantasy in your head? So you could have a quick wank because you're attracted to children. You are though. You wouldn't.
You must have something, 14-year-old. Got to have something.
The videos and the images you sent her. It's more than fucking disgusting. You think you've got something wrong with you? In your head? I know you have. There's no thinking about it, you have. Because you're a nonce. Have you got anything to say to this child?
He's not sorry.
Or we're just going to stand there dead quiet again now? Don't know, does she? Doesn't matter if she does or not, though.
You thought she did.
And that's how the courts see it now. Oh, and guess what? We've got another team that has come forward. A 13 and a 14-year-old.
Oh,
So you standing there
Jesus
telling us you're not
Christ.
talking to any more children?
You need to tell the police everything. Because another team's just come through.
Just, have you ever received any images? Any indecent images from a child? No, because I know you've
He doesn't look too sure about that. And again, I've said this before, but the reason why they have to ask have they received any indecent images is so that the teams will never send images because that would be classing as entrapment. It's the only, again, so because they do that, it's the only way they can rule out as to whether or not there are any real children involved, and because they will have to be safeguarded immediately. And social services will have to get involved, and it's because of what people like this do.
requested them. Yeah.
Oh. I need to say hi, James. I've connected to his phone. Jason, sorry, not James. I need to stay by you. Let me... Oh, it's in that dryer in the room. Oh. That's his phone there.
Oh, right.
Where he tried to run in and come out of his pocket.
Right, thank you. Got another phone, yeah?
Oh, he's got two phones.
Business one for pleasure.
Joe Scott.
Right, there we go, guys. James Scott.
Alright,
From
Scott.
Wrexham. Secrets and Lies Confronted. Oh yeah, I need to stay close to Jason. So yeah, if anyone else has him, pop the page a message. And yeah, pop the page a message.
Right, mate, the allegation is you came here today to meet and charge Tiger for me sex. Okay, that's the allegation. She's under arrest, facilitating to meet a child. Okay, for the purpose of sex. Okay, you didn't have to say anything, but my own defence didn't mention when questioned.
The only thing I will say is that I don't think I've ever heard a police officer ever say for obvious reasons or whatever it was.
You came here today to...
Yeah, pop the page a message.
Right, mate, the allegation is you came here today to meet and charge Tiger for me sex. Okay, that's the allegation. She's under arrest.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I've ever heard a police officer ever say it goes without saying when it comes to arresting somebody. It usually just goes something like blah blah blah. Oh, you know why here? Today here. Okay. So today, Scott, I'm here to inform you that you're under arrest for allegations of grooming. You don't have to say anything, but it may affect what you may later on rely on saying in court. You know what I mean.
Under arrest, facilitating to meet a child. Okay, for the purpose of sex. Okay, you didn't have to say anything, but my own defence didn't mention when questioned something which may later rely in court. Anything you do so may be given evidence. The arrest is necessary to protect vulnerable.
Yeah, there we are. Okay, so yeah, 18 minutes. That went on slightly longer than I thought it would. But to be honest, again, I'm just glad that, again, teams like this stand in, and usually there is some like references in the comments and all that. Keyboard Warrior meets Children's Warriors, no contest. I turn to drink to block it. Jesus, and I don't really want to like go into too much because I don't want to like light anybody up for not doing anything. But I'll just say that again, one dirty nonce off the street, but sometimes with how many of these get uploaded, it's like 10 more take its place, but they'll all go down one sting at a time. Good job, everyone, and I'll look forward to seeing all of you guys again very, very shortly. Take care, and bye-bye.